Good morning and welcome back on this episode of Rad BMX Builds. We are heading out to Texas and we're gonna fly out and see another bike builder and take a look at his collection. So we're getting ready to take off to the airport, hop on a plane and head to San Antonio, Texas. So come along with me and let's go check out that builder's builds and a little bit of San Antonio. Okay, here we are in San Antonio, Texas with Charles, also known as C the Bike Man, and today we're going to go over some of his bikes and his bike collection. This has been long overdue. We've been wanting to get together for quite a while and take a look at some of these bikes. Charles and I have been friends for quite a while now. When I opened my business here in Boerne, he came up, checked it out, got some parts from me, and we've been friends ever since. So you'll find him on Instagram. His link will be down below. Charles, why don't you give us a rundown of some of the bikes you got, and let's start off back here behind me on one of the first bikes that you got that you were telling me about earlier.
Long story on this. My dad had this bike when I think he's about 20-something years old. Found it at a Goodwill for $15.
Oh wow!
And I always wanted to ride this bike as a kid, and I ended up asking him like maybe 2 years ago, what happened with that bike?
So this is the same bike, not a bike like the one.
Oh, no, this is the same exact bike right
Wow.
now.
Where did he have it?
He had it in storage, and I ended up asking him about it, and I finally got a hold of it, so I never gave it back to him. So.
Well, I'm sure he would want it in your hands anyway.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. And so how many gears are on this?
Oh, 5-speed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super fast, so.
That was like a little kid's dream in the 70s, early 80s, huh?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's wild.
So, you know, all the scratches and blemishes, I like them like that. Most guys, they would strip them, restore them, re-decal them, so.
Yeah, this is like a history book.
Yes, sir.
What's the next bike you got, the blue one up in front of that?
That one there is a 79 Schwinn Scrambler. On this one, I left it just like, I was gonna sell this bike, but then with the history, this what started BMX, so that's why I kept this bike here.
Where'd you end up getting this bike from?
This one here was a flea market find.
Oh wow. And did you find it in that condition, or did you add parts to it?
No,
just like that?
Just like that.
Did you pay a fair price, or did you get a good deal?
That was a good deal on that one.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Well, those are hard to find in swap meets, yard sales. I hear all these stories about guys finding awesome bikes at good prices at yard sales. I'm not that guy. I can never find them in the trash, never at a yard sale, and never at a swap meet. So you're lucky. You got real lucky with that. Now this one next to it, the chrome and yellow one, you've been sending me photos on. I've seen it on Instagram. It's wild. It's crazy. It's a Franken Bike. Tell me what you did to this thing.
Man, this one, some guys they like it and some guys they don't. It's an 84 frame with all 79 parts on it.
So it's originally a Mongoose Expert, loop tail.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like the correct bars and stem, but the forks are a little bit different, aren't they?
Yeah, the forks, they came off MX Free Spirit 79 model.
And you had to do some modification to put them on?
Yes, sir. They got the, this bushing came off a car, front end. Yeah, this bushing here. That came off of a car, cause.
How'd that fit? Did you have to cut it or modify it, or you just got lucky?
Well, the way the forks were, by the time I took my other bike apart, the head tube on that bike, it was too long. So by the time I put it on this bike, I'm like.
So you had an extra long fork, so you had room to fill, and you found that rubber gasket.
And then the thread on there, it only gave you like that much room. So that's why I had to put this here.
So it kind of made you do that.
Made
okay, got it.
Because I didn't want to throw those parts back on the bike, so.
And then next one up, is that a true MX2 Redline?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
It's just re-decaled. I bought it from a guy. He threw the decals on wrong.
What year is that, 84?
81.
81.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Beautiful bike.
Sir. I'm still working on this one. The fat tires, those are coming off.
Looks like some chrome plated cranks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen them chrome plated like that. That's pretty sharp. I like that bike.
Good little rider, you know.
Yeah, I like the mix between the red and the gold a lot.
That seat I throw on a lot of my bikes because it's comfortable.
Oh, I've seen that seat. Yeah, yeah.
The Brook saddle.
Okay, next up, please tell me about the red and chrome Diamondback in front of us. That is a gorgeous build, a real rider condition. It looks like a survivor. Tell me about that one.
Well, this one here, I can't take all the credit on it. Bought it from a friend that's real good, but he used to collect a lot of BMX bikes when he was a kid. And I was at work one day, and I picked this up on the route. Kind of bounced.
So you were out driving around and came across this. Okay.
So mainly that's how I find a lot of these bikes, because about time you get home off work, everybody's on.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's a hell of a find. That's just super rare. I'm finding out that you're just finding these bikes.
That's the only way to do it.
I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how that's happening for you. I need to rub off some of that luck. So not only do you have a really killer Diamondback, you have extremely rare Bmx. Tell us a little bit, if you know, the history of the Bmx.
All right.
Because it seems very similar to the Mongoose next to it.
So the Bmx, the 1984 Bmx, that's a military. They're only sold on military bases.
That's right.
And the Californian, there's so many of these, but they're very popular. And they recently repopped those.
So the Bmx that you have here, like you stated, were only sold on military bases. PXs, BXs, NEXs, the department stores on base that military dependents can get these kids. And these look like original decals, right?
Those are all original.
All original. Do you have any idea where this bike was? I see a tag on there, California, Moore Park, California, 1984.
Yes,
that's
sir.
pretty awesome. I don't know if that's where it was sold, but that's probably where it was made.
And this is the last bike. One of my friends, he was real big into BMX. He passed away, and that's basically like a tribute bike to him.
Okay.
So.
Was this part of that collection? Okay. Who signed your number plate?
Oh, that's me.
You signed your number plate?
building.
I mean, you're famous, so you might as well start signing things and selling them. People will buy it, for sure. Okay, recently you've been building this last bike. I've been following this Bmx Mongoose. You played with different parts and pieces with it. Tell us where you're at right now in this build.
This one here, let's see. The seat, I was gonna change the seat up, but I kind of like that old look.
Yeah.
It has that
I know you
green. The only thing I did, these pads.
These look brand new.
Yeah.
Production maybe?
Yeah, those are, man, the originals are very hard to find.
Absolutely, they sure
They're
are.
expensive, so.
Actually, I've been looking at pads a lot. I love collecting pads. I haven't seen this set of reproductions. Where did you get them from?
Well, I bought them from a friend that collects bikes. He had a Super Goose.
Okay.
He bought a Super Goose, and then he bought the California.
Are these Pro Class wheels on it, or are they?
Pro Steel. Most guys, I mean, the polished look, it looks nice.
Sure. Chrome doesn't look bad either.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you build a chrome bike, you just chrome everything on it and you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But I really like the mix of colors you've got with the Bmx and the Diamondback. I think these are my two favorite out of your collection, but I know we're missing a bike we haven't talked about yet. Right here behind the camera is a 1987 Dyno Comp, and you did a full custom build on this. Tell us a little bit about that bike.
That one there, it was completely destroyed, really. It's all rusted, and Rad here told me about the powder coat, so I ended up sending it to the powder coaters, and the color came out beautiful on that bike. So
I saw the before photos, and if anyone goes to your page, they'll be able to find the before photos of this amazing build. And built locally and powder coated here in San Antonio, Texas. And reproduction decals, Some new parts and some old as well, a good mixture of both. But this color is amazing. All right, Charles, now that you've started this endeavor with the bike collecting and building, where do you want to go with it? Do you want to be a builder? Do you want to be a collector? Do you want to do both? Like, what do you see the path that you are taking?
Man, I really still want to be a collector.
Of course.
'Cause I don't want to sell all my bikes.
I see that.
And restore other people's bikes.
Cool.
You know, bring them back to life. That way they can enjoy them, you know, like when they were kids. So
Yeah.
that's the main reason why I started this, because when Mom passed away, I had to find myself again. So that's why I really started this. So.
So this is almost therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could really relate, not with the passing of a parent, but it's therapy for me because it keeps me busy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after I retired, I was like, I need something to do. And this was it, but it was something to do that I enjoyed, you know? Instead of having that idle time where your mind just starts thinking of all kinds of terrible things, you can be doing something more positive.
Mm-hmm.
And like you like building bikes and giving them to people, and they get to have those memories back from when they were kids. And that's really what motivated me for this business. And our motto is building memories, because we get to take something, create it out of maybe just a frame or a rusty frame and fork set, and build a beautiful thing that somebody now all of a sudden has a memory of and buys from you, and now they're riding it down the road.
Definitely, that's all it's about.
That's what it's about, exactly. So we're able to provide for people that may not have the capability of building a bike or the understanding of where to go to get these parts and how to build them, put them together, and make it into their dream. They're just finding pages like yours and mine that can just go out and find these bikes and go, wow, that's the bike, and I don't even have to do anything other than just buy it. So are all your bikes for sale?
No.
I think every builder / collector would say the same thing. But I've seen people say there's a price on everything. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, the only thing, let me see, I like muscle cars more than these bikes.
But you have another weakness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been approached a few times on bikes that I swear I will never get rid of. And people always say, now they probably can't afford the number, but they say everything has a number on it. Does every bike you own have a number, or is there a bike you just will not sell?
I never thought of the numbers.
Yeah,
I never thought of it.
So what is your favorite bike that you're most attached to?
The pink one?
Okay, so if I give you $5,000 for the pink one, would you sell it?
Man.
Charles has a number on every bike, I can tell already. He's thinking about it. If someone offered me an amount on a bike that I know that I'm not, like my PK Ripper, you could tell me any number.
Any number.
Tell you. But you can't just throw a random number. Like, you got to be good for the number. But if someone came at me with a real number, it's probably a no.
Yeah.
Because nobody in their right mind would pay the number I have for that bike. Because that bike has, I'm not going to say what the number is. It's higher than anyone should pay for that bike. And that's the problem, is that you get emotionally attached.
Yeah.
You have a nostalgic connection to it.
It took me like a year and a half to build that bike.
Oh yeah, some of my bikes, same. And that's where it's hard to let go of them, because you've got time invested. Some bikes they can slap together. I've built bikes in an afternoon and sold them.
Now the Schwinn, this one here.
Yeah.
I went, cause I didn't build that bike, I would sell it. You know?
$20,000 right now, you can buy that bike.
That bike.
$20,000 you can buy any bike. Damn, I don't even sell my PK River for that. But where do you plan on going from here? You've already built yourself a great collection. You have Diamondback, Schwinn's, Mongooses, Redlines, Bmx, Dyno. Where do you want to go from here?
Man, hopefully open a business.
Oh, I like it.
One day I want to, get on videos, maybe magazines with these bikes. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah, cool. I like that. So if you're watching this channel and you're not already following See the Bike Man, the link will be below. Make sure you go to Instagram, follow this guy. Blow this account up. It's fantastic. He posts a lot of great content and he posts a lot. So if you want fresh, new, current topics and content on bike parts, see this guy right here. Go to the link, click him, give him a follow. And while you're doing that, please subscribe to this channel while you're doing that as well. I'd appreciate that, and we can keep this going. We're gonna post new videos every single week, but we can't do it without your support. So make sure you're supporting people like Charles, people like this channel, and other bike builders out there, and we're gonna keep trying to bring these types of videos to you. If you like them, leave a comment down below. But before we end the video, I wanna ask you, Charles, what bike do you wanna build next?
I want an 80s performer.
Okay, anyone out there with an 80s performer?
80s performer.
For a not retail price that Charles can build, or if you're interested in having one of your 80s performers built, please give my man a shout and maybe he can hook you up. He's a great builder. I vouch for that. His bikes are amazing. Off camera, we walked around and looked at these bikes and they are so great in person to take a look at. So much nostalgic memories here. So make sure you're following. Make sure if you want to build memories with people like us that you follow our pages and subscribe to these channels. And as always, stay rad.